Today's video is very different from our usual uploads. Let us know if you'd like us to do more of these.
On a Raymond Detroit Drive. In a quarter mile, enter the traffic circle.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It knows I'm here.
Yeah, right.
Wow. No mufflers. It's got normal tires. This is going to be fun.
Oh, Florida too, no front license plate.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, so you can use the shots in front more. It's
Well,
easy.
yeah, but also I just think it makes the car look 10 times
Yeah,
better.
right.
I despise that about the states that make you put a front one on because they never design the car that way.
Yeah, and it also, it doesn't interrupt the lines. You spend a lot for the car to look good, and then you put a big poster on the front of the
Right,
thing,
right.
you know?
Yeah, cool.
Cool. This is going to be a blast.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it, 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds?
Yeah,
That'll do.
That's pretty good.
That'll do. I wonder if you could put a trailer on one of these things. Big hitch on the
Yeah,
back, and
right.
and
Boat.
behind. Yeah, no, trash. Some
yeah, right.
junky, construction materials.
Yeah, long trimmings.
Yeah, like mobile welding stuff.
Yeah,
long,
right. Porta
compressors.
potties for a construction.
Yeah, porta potties. Slashing around
Yeah,
behind
right.
the thing. It's 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds then.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, something.
AC
Battery?
turned on, I think, because it's so hot.
I
think when you walked up, that's when when the mirrors opened.
So I haven't even physically touched the
it.
car.
And the air conditioning is
turns the air conditioning.
That's pretty cool.
Hello.
If that's the
Plaid? Plaid?
case. It takes off.
I'm a friend.
Don't
Did you
hurt me.
hear there was some place in California that they had one of these? It was like an electric self-driving car. I don't know the company that made it, but what happened was apparently there was a roadside problem, and it pulled itself off to the side of the road.
Mhm.
Then the company that's managing them sent out a service team.
Yeah.
And when the service vehicle got near to it, it ran away from them.
Right.
Like they
okay.
couldn't get to the car. Like it was almost
Because
like
it didn't want to crash.
it was
into them
afraid or
Yeah,
something. Yeah, so it was like the thing is like on the verge of intelligent.
Yeah, right.
Intelligent but stupid. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because what else would that be?
Damn.
That is pretty cool.
That part actually is the most impressive
Yeah,
thing to me.
yeah.
It's like there's a function to keep it nice and cool.
Right, right.
Wow.
And I'm not sure there's a key. I think it's actually going to be based off our phones because I think I was added. You might
Yeah.
have to get the app for it.
Where's
then
the
I would have to
charger thing?
And
know,
normally, I thought it was on this
connector
side
thingy?
normally. Oh, no, it may be in the front, actually. The front.
Oh, I don't see it.
Oh, I'm looking.
See it.
Oh, it's got to be here. Oh, actually, I think it's one of the... I remember. At least if I had to guess.
It's not like your phone you're driving.
No,
over
I
a
think it's
charger or
I think it's one of the lights.
Oh really?
I think it's yeah. There we go.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. So you open the light, so you don't get it. Don't impress there.
Wow, just that tiny little thing is going to put all that juice into that car.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, you get the 2 big leads and then the 3 on
Yeah.
the bottom.
They don't
I see
seem
it's
like
glowing blue now.
ultra huge gauge or something. That's really wild.
That's a cool way to do it though, because it doesn't ruin the look of the car.
Right,
again.
and that's the other thing, like you said about the license plate. It's like license plates are not attractive. I don't care how fancy they are.
Yeah, right.
But when you put it on a super expensive, fancy car, it's like, you know, you're driving your Bentley and you've got this great big,
Yeah, cartoony looking pile
cartoony
of
thing,
plastic.
like, you know, with our state is wonderful.
Yeah, right.
Home of the best cows on earth.
Yeah, now pull it. Yeah, cool, nice.
Let me just... It is cool.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool inside a black car in a Florida sun.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
It's very awesome.
And it's got a great big laptop in the front. It's nice.
Yeah, like it's very simplistic.
Yeah, it's straightforward, simplistic. It looks like any kind of generic, new, sporty kind of car.
Right.
There'd be no way to think that there's some huge battery stuck under there or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Something else I noticed, there's no bump because obviously it's not,
There's no
you know,
transmission. Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Let me just sit in here 1 second in the back.
Okay.
I know it seems weird. That's not where I'm
Careful
gonna
with
be.
your door, though.
Yeah. It's a little tight. Like I'm 6'2". and
Well,
I
you
would
can
say-
also. Well, you're still fitting though, but you can also move the seats up in front. Those are probably.
But if, again, somebody 6'2" might want it there.
Right,
So
okay.
it's not real big inside, but the seat is very comfortable.
But your knees aren't touching, I have to say. This, so it is
No.
like it works for someone who's 6'2".
It works. I'm levitated here. But also, in terms of the top, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the entire top is glass.
Right.
From the very front, right behind the windshield,
Yeah,
all the
right.
way to the back. The only thing that's preventing me from seeing the clouds is this little strip of
In the
velvet
back,
or
yeah.
felt or whatever. So it's not like a, you know, a moon roof or a little bit of a...
Right.
Yeah, this is actually kind of an unusual experience, but it's got a feeling of quality to it. I do like this.
Well,
it's
it
a little
should
bit
have
better
a
than the
feeling of.
Subaru, right?
Yeah. But it's also like 5 times the price of your Subaru.
What is this right
like
now? do you think?
120,000.
About 120 grand?
Yeah. That's kind of
Yeah.
a lot. Oh, cool.
Hey, it's motorized.
Wow.
That's impressive. Okay.
Decent amount of storage space.
Yeah.
Also, it opens a little bit more like your Subaru.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to fold down those seats, I assume you can, and then you'd be able to fit quite a bit.
Yeah, you probably could.
That's just a thing that sits on there.
Yeah, I just, when I heard a click like that, I don't want to break it. It isn't
Yeah, yeah.
mine.
Had it for 2 days, or not even 2 minutes. And it's like,
Here's another thing. You might need to have, like, say, a window scraper, but you definitely do not need jumper cables. Unless you want to
right,
donate,
true.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm wondering, could we see the inside of the engine? That might be kind of interesting
When
to see.
you can't.
You can't even open the front,
No,
right?
you can.
But just
open
to
it.
see what it looks like.
You-
Yeah.
no, but you'll see what I'm talking about.
Right, but I just think it might be an alien look. Okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because I know what it looks like. But this will be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to open it that way.
No, I don't think so. I'll
I
look
think
for a
you-
little symbol or
yeah.
something.
It might be on that center screen because they don't like adding buttons anywhere.
Yeah, so let's see.
It's probably going to be like settings or something. Because the only physical button is like the emergency button.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Literally, I think that's the only physical one.
Right.
So I think it's going to be something here, somewhere in here.
There's nothing that doesn't open. Okay. So let's see.
Dash cam.
Wait.
You turn the
emergency.
You pressed
Somehow
it.
Oh, I did. I was
Yeah,
trying
well,
to
that
see
was-
if I could move this
Yeah, I
thing,
know.
thinking it was like some sort of a container. It was like the emergency lights. Okay. All right. I'm unsafe at
just-
any speed.
Just give me a sec. Hold on.
Okay.
Tune in Spotify. So those are all just whatevers.
That's
here
probably
we
it.
go.
Okay.
Here we go. Open from. There we go. Good.
You're so good with computers.
So you'll be surprised because it's nothing special.
It is.
It's just
it's the lack of anything.
Oh yeah, but I thought you were expecting to see some sort of motor or something.
Or well,
but you're
some
not.
like mechanicals, like
Yeah,
some
right,
sort of like
no.
the access to the suspension or something
No, I
like
know.
that. So you can fill up wiper fluid.
And that's it.
Obviously, you don't need oil. You get this big. You know
That's
what's
the
funny
charger, yeah.
is this is actually a pretty small gauge, like our welder,
Yeah,
our little
yeah.
welder. I mean, I don't. What is it like? 100 amp or something like that.
Sure, okay.
Each lead in the welder is this big.
Yeah, right.
All right, so what I'm gonna do after playing around with this a little bit is I'm gonna go to the pedal and steering, and I'm gonna slow stuff down. We've got chill, sport, and plaid. Plaid will, when we get better, we'll start at chill. And for steering mode, I'll just pick standard, figure that they designed this so that we won't crash right off the bat. And I think for track mode, we don't want to try any kind of racing moves in the beginning. Okay, so I think we're pretty good to go, and we're going to let this thing do the auto shifting. So
Whatever
I'm not
that
going
is,
to try to
yeah. And then
overcome it.
there are all these like other options and stuff. So like suspension stuff, charging. You can open the charge port, the amperage, how much it'll cost.
So right now I'm in park, and the way to get this thing to go, after about 600 different button combinations, is you tap the brake, which I'm going to do now, and it should put it in drive. Now we're in drive. There's no movement because it's all electric, so no gear shifting or anything. You couldn't even feel it, you just read it. Now I'm going to push down on the accelerator very slow. Here we go. Probably driving it with about a 1 amp power.
You're technically moving.
Yes, I feel confident at this.
Yeah, 1 mile an hour.
Now do you want me to go faster?
Maybe let's double it.
Alright. I have such
2.
control. See, I can go 1 mile an hour faster. Now let's see, signals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pulling out, there's no traffic. I'm really good with rear views.
Well, it should also tell you that is like you can see on the
Right, it
screen.
would
That is a
warn
cool
me.
feature where you can see where the cars are.
We're up to 6 miles an hour. It is funny, the air conditioner is much louder than anything else. You really can't
Yeah,
tell
right.
it's even running.
Yeah, let me turn it off actually for a second. Wow, that is quiet.
Oh my god. Your
There is no
laptop is
sound.
louder.
Yeah, right. Just a little fan or something. And there aren't even any fans. Like a fan would be louder, any kind of
Right.
fan.
There's no moving parts except the wheels.
Well, and the motors, obviously, but
Well, sorta.
okay.
Like
I
a
think
golf
you
cart
can-
tends to whine. You
Yeah,
know, this
okay.
thing.
Yeah, right. That's true. It does seem to whine more. I wonder if that's just because there's more like distance between you and insulation.
Yeah. Okay, let me make sure the brake. Oh, that's weird. I didn't hit the brakes.
Yeah, it must be regenerative.
Regenerative. You know, it stores the
thing.
energy. You know, come
the
on, man.
thing.
The thing. Oh, man. There's going to be so many good references on this drive. I think I'm going to pull forward and then pull off to the side.
Yeah.
Because normal drivers are finding me very frustrating.
Yeah. Over there, right?
Yeah. That regenerative, we're gonna have to look it up. Regenerative braking is pretty intense. Like,
Well, you can
I
turn it
didn't
off. Can you undo your tick turn?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let me put the AC back on.
Yeah, it
'cause
gets
it's
hot in
getting
here
pretty-
fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I want to try one thing.
Okay.
I want to see how extreme.
Boy, right in my face. That's
Holy
good.
shit.
I like it.
That's pretty mega.
I guess it's got enough power to drive those fans,
Yeah.
right? It's like a jet engine.
Yeah, right. Pretty nice.
Yeah, that gets cold fast.
Yeah, well.
That's pleasant.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were going to try to see if you could disable the regenerative
Yeah,
braking.
that's-
So what I'm going to do is go to pedals and steering.
You don't have to be on the brake right now.
Okay.
Well,
but
I would put it in park though. I don't know.
I
what
was
you
in
took it
park.
out
I'm
of.
now in
Oh,
drive,
oh.
so I'm ready to go. So I'm going to put it on chill.
Why?
And well, I want to start slow because I'm not very good at this. And then I'm going to go to steering mode, comfort, everything super soft, okay? And then I'm just going to accelerate, okay? So let's see how it goes.
Just be careful of traffic.
Nice and smooth, okay? That's nice. Accelerates nicely. I'm going to turn here.
Little bumpy.
Suspension is a little sporty. Yeah, this has got some pep, and this is the lowest energy setting possible. Be neat if they gave you kind of like how much power it's using, like current.
I think you can. I don't
right.
know how to do it. Though.
That's full acceleration in chill mode.
Ooh, 25.
Whoa.
You're going almost 25.
Yeah, I think I hit that in about half a second.
I have a feeling this is the first. You had it for about what, 20 minutes, and you might already get a ticket.
Yeah, the standard for a sports car is how quickly do you get a ticket?
Right. Careful with that woman and her child.
Yeah, but I'm
So-
thinking once I pass them,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. There's no cars behind you. I'm not spotting a cop.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Holy
Was
Jesus! Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh,
Oh, you gotta do. Oh, you gotta do
Oh.
that one more time. That's
Okay.
so good. Oh, what about down there? What about down there? That looks really empty.
Yeah,
There's
it
the one
does.
car coming. Let it go. Hopefully the guy behind us doesn't follow us.
Yeah.
No.
okay.
Oh, you might do it now. Just
3,
remember there's the
2,
curb.
1.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, it almost loses control.
Right,
The
okay,
steering does a little wibble wobble.
Christ.
Holy.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Wow. You know what? Let's go back down this road.
Yes, but actually pull in here.
Okay.
Pull in here. I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
A little complicated. Oh, you should. So it doesn't go flying.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to hit the acceleration just
Almost after you get to the light, but really hit it like just before this sidewalk.
kind of almost where you are at.
Yeah, but not while I'm there. You want to hit it right beforehand.
Correct.
So I get you
Like
speeding
20
up,
feet.
not going away.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, done. After having fun with the Tesla, we checked into our Airbnb. If any of you decide to get a Tesla as a rental, make sure to get the insurance, because after spending the day with it and going at completely ludicrous speeds, we got a flat tire, and they're expensive, so make sure to get insurance. In New Hampshire, we don't usually have the opportunity to go to 5-star restaurants. So in this case, we decided to go to a Michelin star restaurant in Orlando.
Hi, I was just wondering, do you only do valet parking, or do you have regular parking as well?
Valet only.
Valet only. Now this car is complicated. We don't know exactly how to drive it and everything, and I need my phone to be able to unlock it. Can I go with you?
So
Maybe if you spend a month with it, you'd figure it out. I don't know. I mean, you have
it's just the key. You just press the top and then
Yeah, we've
lock,
tried.
Unlock,
Yeah.
they make it so complicated for some reason.
Yeah.
But looks nice out.
Yeah.
Are we from here?
No, New Hampshire actually.
Hampshire. Okay.
Yeah.
So you haven't got the full Florida heat experience yet, or have you?
A little bit, but it's actually a lot better than we thought it would be.
Yeah. It depends the day. Yesterday was pretty bad. Because it's been raining more. It's been better. Not as
Right. Okay.
not as hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
today it was hot at my house back in New Hampshire as it is here.
Oh, so we just flew into.
No, but we called somebody at home. They said,
Oh,
"Gee,
okay.
90 degrees? Yeah, 90 degrees here." So it's like, we thought it'd be about 115, 120. People would be lying in the streets, there would be a lot of like death and destruction.
Thank you.
So,
Should be able to lock it from here. There you are.
that looks like
Hopefully it worked. Yeah. And now it means
Okay.
it's
Got it.
locked, and
Then you can
press
hit that
Okay.
to unlock it. Yeah.
We'll get you when we're...
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you too. Thanks. Okay, so that was
That
complicated,
was
right?
easy. Actually,
Want to say
they
anything?
were, actually they were a heck of a lot more experienced.
Do you know where Capa's located?
Actually, no idea.
So when you enter in, just make the first right, continue to the end of the hall, take the elevator to the 17th floor, and then Capa straight ahead.
Oh, it's way up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end of your stay, the ticket that I gave you, just have them validate it and be complimentary parking.
Got it. Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Sure, not either.
Thank you.
So this is kind of nice. It's comfortable. It's relatively easy. And the thing is, the valet parking guy we thought would be less experienced with the car than we were, which is unexperienced. But it turns out he's like, yeah, I park these things all the time. And so you just do this with your phone and you swipe the thumbprint on it before you give it to me, and then we'll run it out to the car. We'll unlock it, bring it back to you. Then you put it in your pocket. You can keep it. When you come back down, we swipe, you unlock it again, and then we can go ahead and take it to the car and unlock it and bring it back. Piece of cake.
Good. You have your wallet with you, right? You didn't leave it in the car.
Yeah.
Well, this is quite nice. That's pretty legit. Okay. Now he told me the directions.
It's a nice, comfortable, warm environment, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You know what's odd or funny about this is I think of Disney as mice
Yeah.
and cartoon
Fun. Yes.
and none of this seems childish. All of this seems really like elegant, adult, that kind of thing. Fancy.
Sure, right, yeah.
A place to go, it's a resort, and I know they've matured.
And it is a Four Seasons. You have to remember. It's
Right.
It's not Walt Disney Fun Time.
Right. But I would even think the Four Seasons at a Disney place should still have a lot of mouse, memorabilia.
Well, there you go.
Like,
That's something.
Well, it's close to mice,
Fancy mice.
All right, let's take it up. 17.
17.
All right, let's go all the way up to the top. Ah, they even have it printed there. Yeah.
17th floor.
Okay. Take a look out here for 1 second.
Yeah, sure. Can you open that?
I'll see. No.
No.
It doesn't even wiggle. I wonder if it's just fake. Oh, we're at some altitude. Oh, there's the Ferris wheel.
We're 17th floor, so.
Yeah, we're pretty high.
Cool. Okay. Ready?
What is that?
What?
See those
Pretty hard to
flashes?
see with
out
this.
there?
Flashes. Oh, I think that's a power plant. See the tower right next to it?
What
You're
is it,
talking
on
about the
fire?
orange. You see the orange? No, it's maybe just warning or something.
Oh, maybe. It just looks like it's orange light in smoke. You know
Right,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It looks almost like fireworks that are too low to see.
Hmm.
I mean, it's some sort of Matrix or spy movie,
Yeah, right.
We can
Great.
head out there. We go out there right now.
Great, thank you.
Oh, it is? Oh, gotcha.
Would you like to go out there?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. I'll let you go out first.
Sure.
And then we did that park thing for your drop. So we didn't do anything in the
Oh, look down. Can you see down?
Oh, I told you I don't like heights.
No, you don't have to get too close. There's no way, even with a good jump, I could ever make it to that.
I don't think so. I think you'd hit the roof right there.
Yeah, but if I bounced off the roof and was prepared to propel myself even faster,
Right.
I probably still wouldn't make it. Like Ocean World, and there was like
Sure.
Space World, and it's like, yeah, it looks like an old town, but behind the scenes and under the ground are all these tunnels that are carrying power and things to make it look like it's real. Like you're living in some sort of,
Wow.
meta.
Whoa. Sorry. Okay.
This meta thing, with Zuckerberg and everything like that. Like, it's not real.
Right.
But it looks really cool.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, there are no other women.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, I really didn't want to be too intrusive with this, but
it's busier than I thought.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get over the top.
with just us, it's not quite as bad.
Right.
But
Right.
Right on the sir? Oh, right here?
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Now you said the ice cube is smoke? No, the whole glass is smoke. The ice cube is black, well, not bitter on the inside.
Thank you very much.
Oh, please, sir. Gentlemen, enjoy that. When we come back in, then we know how it is, please.
Thank you.
Thanks for the advice. You're done. So that meal was over the top. And you know what was interesting is that I've had some pretty good meals in my life, and I've also gone to some pretty decent restaurants. But I think the thing that sets that apart with the Michelin one-star restaurant, probably 2 stars, even beyond that, is the fact that it's the service. It's not just the gold leaf on the little dessert. It's the fact that, we order a couple of drinks and they say, hey, why don't you go outside, watch the fireworks, I'll bring the drinks out to you and then you can come back to your table. It's that kind of level of service that is extraordinary that I think really sets them apart. So yeah, I think I could make a habit of going to these kinds of restaurants. So we'll see.
Now, since this is a technical channel, we probably shouldn't be spending all of our time at restaurants. So what you're going to see now is our airboat.
All good.
Ready.
Now, how many of these airboat rides will you in a typical day run?
Anywhere from 6 to upwards of 11 or 12.
You personally, like
Yes, sir.
each pilot?
That is correct.
And is that the term you use? I mean, is it a pilot? Is it a captain? Is it a...
You are essentially a captain,
Yeah,
because you have to possess a master license in order to run this boat.
okay.
Help yourself to some of the hearing protection, because
Okay.
for obvious reasons it does get extremely loud. But in order for you to be able to run this boat, you do have to possess a master captain license of
Okay.
at least 25 tons.
Okay.
And then over and above that, now the state mandates that you have a commercial airboat safe operator's permit.
Yeah,
And that's what you would need in addition.
Okay.
Plus, the insurance companies would prefer you have at least 3 years of airboat experience, because this is a completely different setup than anything else you would ever encounter. Like for instance, that boat right there, the skiff.
Yeah.
We only have forward, we don't have reverse, and they drift
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
The beauty of it too is you can get away with it in that much water.
Now, when you say they drift, there is no in-water control surface. There's no rudder-like surface. There's no planing surfaces
Correct.
that are manipulated in the back or anything to
Correct.
trim it or anything like that.
Everything in reference to drive and steerage is all above water. Everything
Yeah.
is self-contained above the water line, including the cooling systems. Everything is above. There's nothing that goes through hull on these boats.
Right.
And your steering is those two rudders you see in the back.
Right.
They're controlled by the handle that's to the left of my seat.
Okay.
Push forward's right, pull back is left. The blades on the propeller are stationary. They do not move. Or
They don't change pitch.
Not at
Okay.
all. So everything you do in reference to tight quarter maneuverability is done strictly with the gas pedal.
Alex, the fact that I'm filming him with
Yeah.
the sun behind me, is that
Yeah.
going to wash this out and we should
No, it's
rotate?
fine, but you should face towards him if you
Okay.
want to use that
Gotcha.
one.
The other question I have for you is the motors.
Mm-hmm.
These things are obviously very wide, these big multi-passenger boats.
Correct.
But the motors I've seen on almost all airboats are raised way above the water line. And with the people sitting up there, you sitting up another 5 feet higher, the motor up there, doesn't that make them rather unstable in terms of just so much mass so high above the water?
In terms of stability, it really does not. I mean, your engine weight is probably about 600 pounds.
Right.
But ultimately, the only two topside that creates that higher riding arm
Yeah.
is the person in the driver's seat and the motor. But everything else, if you look at where your passenger counts are going to be,
Yeah.
you could potentially have about 2,000 pounds of payload down on the bottom, which now offsets that stability.
Yeah.
Or lack of or concern about stability.
Does that apply for the smaller boats that you typically see where you'll see like 4 seats, two pilots or a pilot and a co-pilot or somebody else at his level, and then the two guys that usually sit in front in much smaller, more like private or semi-private types of airboats?
Well,
Do they have a stability issue?
So there's a funny saying with airboats, especially not so much with these, because these are very, very stable at their
Yeah.
size. However, on some of the smaller boats, like the 14-foot hulls, where
Yeah.
you do have a higher engine stand and your two seats are up on a platform almost level to that.
Right.
There's a saying that they use. They say keep the flat side down. Because at that point,
Okay.
yes, ultimately, if you catch yourself into a slide too hard, or if the boat starts to skip, which
Right.
is a characteristic that they do, essentially what could happen is you can come up too high,
And
roll,
dig in.
your chine digs, and then over she goes because of that higher stability.
Right. Is
But,
there any torque here, torque like turning, or is this again because we're dealing with a 747 as opposed to a lightweight plane? Is torque steering a problem with all the torque on that prop?
No, but you will see that it does have a tendency to favor one steering direction versus the other.
Okay.
And then also, what I do personally, it's my own little thing. If you have one side of the boat that people have a tendency to push to one side,
Yeah.
that's going to favor the steerage to that side, and it's going to
Okay.
take away from your ability to turn against that side.
Okay.
So what I'll generally do in that circumstance, rather than address that issue
Yeah.
or making anybody feel bad about themselves,
Right.
because people are very self-conscious,
Yeah.
what I'll do is my first stop, if I have a point of interest or something I want to show,
Yeah.
what I'll do is I'll put it on the opposite side.
Okay.
Now subconsciously everybody shifts,
Right.
and now that stabilizes the boat.
That's clever.
Yeah.
But that's one of the secret trade craft where
That's one
you
of those
really
things.
need to stop eating, sir. The other thing about the control surface is as you're turning and as you're moving the boat, are you actually doing almost like the drifting racers, the automobile racers? Are you actually intending to have the back of the boat sort of skim the water as you're turning, or is it always just a matter of you're following a track? It's in the boat like a John boat. I mean, it's in the water like a John boat, and it's just nothing's sliding, nothing's skimming the water.
No, quite honestly, the characteristics of these boats, the less water you have, the more planing you're going to get,
Yeah.
and you're going to have less hydrodynamic drag.
Okay.
Subsurface, so that when you start to go, you're going to feel the resistance just break. And also wind is a big direction with that as well. So wind direction, if I'm going with the wind,
Yeah.
and I've got enough of a wind behind me, when I start to slide, you will feel all the resistance just break and the boat will go.
Okay.
Which is what makes it really fun, and that's what makes these rides super
So the
interesting.
sliding is part of the driving.
Absolutely.
It's not just, we're going to about ready to tip.
No.
Okay. Got it.
Nope.
How powerful is that engine?
That engine right there has approximately 480 horsepower.
Right.
It is a 454 General Motors big block, Chevrolet
Okay.
particularly, with, I believe this is one of the ones with aluminum heads. Yep, that's one of the aluminum heads, one of the newer generation 454s.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple. You got fuel,
Right.
spark, and torque.
It's a carbureted engine.
Yes, sir.
With a gear reduction drive.
Well, it's
or
actually
a belt reduction.
2-to-1 reduction on the belt.
Okay. And it's obviously water cooled because of the
Correct.
radiator down there. And then that fuel tank, how much fuel do you carry?
60 gallons.
And during a trip of 1 hour?
Between 8 and 13 gallons.
Huh. Okay. So you're running it close to, not its red line, but you're using 450 odd horsepower.
You're
when
getting up into the power band and
Yeah,
where
right.
you really want it to be.
Yeah.
And primarily it's not so much the horsepower as it is the torque.
Yeah.
Because the torque is what gives you your propeller spin.
The cage here,
Mm-hmm.
it's not to keep the blades in if something goes crazy, it's to keep the people out?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. Ultimately, and I mean, this is why on these boats you are allowed plastic. You're not allowed glass or aluminum because
Okay.
that is a carbon fiber propeller.
Okay.
And if something were to go airborne and get into that,
Yeah.
you would have a catastrophic failure. So you can
Yeah.
have a little bit of both.
Okay. Have you ever seen one of these props explode?
Nope.
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 Never.
Nope. Don't want to.
Very nice. So you did this once before?
It's actually not bad for my second time. Yeah, and all it is redirection of momentum.
Yeah, and just and
Because-
anticipation.
Right. And you never, ever, ever should you ever fight the wind. You
Right.
always work with it because
Right.
if you try to fight it, it's going to win every
Yeah,
time.
right.
So it's just redirection. I know I had a little bit of southeast breeze, more south, so when I come in, I got to come in a little juicier because if not, if you come short, it stops the boat and you push back out. And you
Even with this flat surface, it's because of the propeller that you even have to think about, like, you know, wind conditions when you're docking almost like
more
a
so.
sailboat.
Yeah, more so.
Huh. That's wild. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's
this
my
is
pleasure.
great.
It's
This
my
is
pleasure.
wonderful.
I'm glad you guys had a good time. Thank you for
Thank you,
coming out and
John.
riding with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Okay, here we go again. Yeah, we went to another Michelin star restaurant. Come on, we had to.
How late are you going to be here? No, we don't. So if I wanted that McLaren over there, you could bring it over, right? Okay, well.
Rental car, so I mean,
Hi, how are you? I'll see you soon.
How are you both gentlemen doing today?
Very
Good, how are
good. Okay, Meyer reservation.
Table this evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
So did you already witness the launch?
Yes.
How
It
was
went
it?
off. It actually wasn't delayed.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
absolutely.
Thank you. I'd like to see it come out.
Yeah.
Makes it more impressive.
This is pretty
Nice.
Roman. It's nice.
The fountain in the middle, nice
what I like
courtyard.
is, I don't know if you can see this, but over here, the fact that they have that building at right angles makes it look more like a courtyard, not just sort of like the front of a building.
Right. It'd be best if they could also repeat that over there, but
Right,
that would
exactly.
start to get a bit.
Right. Sometimes asymmetry works.
Right.
You know, if you make things always symmetrical, it's expected, and it's asymmetrical, it's a little bit more, I don't know, aesthetic value.
Sure, right. Where we're headed next is something that we never thought we would be able to see, but after seeing it in person, it's much better than the videos.
Very last place on Earth that the crew will be before they're in the spacecraft and headed to space. Now, the weight room provides a contamination-free environment up next to the spacecraft, and as you suspect, it's white, hence the white room.
Yeah, there's an exhibit over there for Hubble. And Hubble was sort of designed with the limitation that it had to fit in the shuttle. That was the only launch vehicle we had at the time. So it fits in here. And if it had been configured right, and they hadn't screwed up the optical system, then it would have been working for, what, about 15 years without any kind of intervention from the ground. And that was probably one of the most impressive things ever done in terms of like space manufacturing or work, is the fact that they had to diagnose, fix, and then deal with a problem that was not pre-designed in. They had to sort of figure it out after the fact, and they did a successful job. It's a pretty amazing thing what they were able to do with the corrective lenses and save a multi-billion-dollar telescope from a piece of junk that would re-enter the atmosphere in a decade or so. So I'm pretty impressed with that.
Okay, let's go to it, because I didn't get footage of it.
So this is the Hubble that we just showed you from a distance before. It's pretty interesting is that obviously the entry end is at that end. And the mirror that does all the concentration of the light into the optics is actually not located at the far end like you would think in most telescopes when you see a large telescope. Most of everything inside that big, large cylinder at the bottom is the instrumentation and the batteries and all the lenses and focal systems and the filters and the spectrographs and the cameras. And the mirror actually is located farther up. It's up around here. And that's what they had to enter into in order to sort of interface between the optical output, which was left distorted from the original mismanufacture of the primary mirror. And then they had to correct everything before it went through to all of the instruments. And what's complicated is that the pathways were somewhat varied. It wasn't like everything goes everywhere all the way to the end, and then you could have simple camera lens. It's diverted off to a spectrograph, different types of cameras, different wavelength capabilities. And so because the optical train started to be broken up in the process, their fix had to be high enough upstream, but also consistent with what was happening to the optical wavefront at that point. It was a very complicated problem, and obviously they were dealing with computer systems and analysis based on forensic information about what they messed up with the primary manufacturer of the mirror. Pretty amazing. And I think it was Contravis Corporation that built the original mirror. I think they were the ones that messed it up.